Hello everybody, long time no see, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name's Katie. I've got something to tell you. So I just did a thing. So today is the 1st of December 2021, and I've had a Florida booking moved several times. The borders opened up about 3 weeks ago. So people are travelling to the States again. I've got a trip booked for September next year, but I'm far too impatient. I've got lots of holiday at work left to take, so I did it. The Omicron variant is just coming out now. It's just landed in the States. They're talking about changing the entry rules as of about a couple of hours after I've made the booking. So I don't really know what is going to happen. Whether you get to see this video is going to depend on basically coronavirus and whether I get to go or not. But what I thought I would do is make a little video and just talk you through all of the things that I had to do planning wise in order to get to Florida. I haven't published it in advance because I don't want to jinx it, so basically this is just going to be a bit of a planning video showing you what happens, and then hopefully the next video will be travel day. So basically what I have booked is 10 nights, I think. So I fly out on a Monday and I fly back the following Wednesday. Looked in the Black Friday sales, actually prices were more expensive than they were than I'd looked the week before, and because I didn't have any specific time periods, I was literally just playing around with the dates. I'll talk a little bit about the flights and everything in a minute. I'll probably break this video up into sections about different things like flights, Genie Plus, testing and all that sort of stuff. But in terms of the actual holiday, it's Virgin Holidays. I did shop around, I don't normally, but I did. There were lots of cheaper holidays, but none of them included car hire, and individual car hire at the moment is ridiculous because none of the car hire companies have cars. It's more expensive than I would usually pay, but in my head I had a stop figure. And I just managed by fiddling the dates. I'm actually going for maybe 1 or 2 days less than I'd originally planned to, but the extra day that I looked at adding on was going to cost me like another £600, so I wasn't going to do that for one day. So yeah, that's why I'm flying on a Monday, coming back on a Wednesday. The plus of this means with the coronavirus and the testing and stuff, that gives me the weekend to get my tests sorted out. Staying in the same hotel as usual, and all the other details I will talk to you about separately as I start booking all the separate things, just so you can see how different it is compared to regular old days, old normal world bookings. So yeah, come along with me and hopefully come to Florida. Okay, so first off, let's talk about flights. Virgin Atlantic flights, they don't have 747s anymore. Flight out is around 10 AM, which is brilliant because we land at 2:45 in the afternoon, which is fantastic. Flight on the way home is a bit rubbish because it leaves at 5:40, and at the moment you can't do Disney Springs check-in, even though Virgin Holidays say that it's included in my booking. But that means I'll need to get to the airport probably about another hour earlier than I normally do, so I'll probably need to leave Disney about midday to get there. You can book your seats. If you're booking a regular economy seat, you can book that when you book your package. So I've just booked a regular economy classic seat, so that means that I can book it now because I've made my reservation. So one thing I found when booking was direct flights are now added extras. The initial quote price that you get given on the Virgin Holidays website does not include a direct flight necessarily. And then that was adding like maybe between £300 and £500 onto the cost if you wanted to change to direct flights. The time that I'm going, all of the outbound flights were looking like they were direct, but all of the return flights in the quote were coming out as transfer, either in JFK in New York or in Atlanta. The reason that I'm coming back on the day that I'm coming back is that it was a difference of £98 between the direct and the indirect flight, whereas the 2 days either side it was like £400 or £500 more just to do the direct flight. So that's something to watch out for if you're booking with Virgin Holidays. Your initial quote won't necessarily include direct flights to or from Orlando. The seat booking has also changed slightly, so I'm just going to turn you around and show you a seat map which is similar to the one I'm looking at, I think. I can't work out if it's the exact same aircraft or not because they don't have the 747s anymore. So this, they even have the 747s on here still. So normally I would book to be near the exit. This is now premium economy, so we can't do that. Economy delight is here. I think on my flight more of these seats are economy delight, but I'm not sure. So I ended up having to book back here on this side, because basically these economy seats here near the front, they now charge £35 per person per seat per flight to book, because they've worked out that everyone wants to be near the front so they can get off quickly. I think these are the wings, so I don't think you would actually go out that way like you used to do in the old row 23 on the 747s. I'm pretty sure this is the main exit that we were used to get on and off the aircraft. But yeah, so you have to pay extra for all of these. Some of these back here you didn't, but I decided it's the first flight in 2 years I actually want a window seat. On the way home I always pick a window seat so I can lean on the wall to go to sleep. So that's just two sort of differences now with the... It used to be £10 I think before for the good seats, but now it's £35 per seat, which by myself it would have been £35, but actually this holiday's already costing me more than I would normally pay for a Disney holiday, so it kind of pains me to pay more on top of that. Plus I need to remember to factor in the cost of parking, because I'm not going to have an annual pass, which we'll talk about in tickets, and testing, because I'm going to have to pay for tests as well. So I think that's pretty much it for flights. Okay, so it's a bit later. Let's talk about car hire. So car hire is a lot more expensive at the moment, basically two reasons. When the first shutdowns happened, the car hire companies obviously don't have massive spaces to store all their cars, because normally they're all out and being driven. So that was the first issue. They sold off most of their fleets because they weren't being used. They couldn't afford to just basically hold on to the cars. The second problem is now a manufacturing issue with the computer chips needed to build new cars, so there are less new cars to buy, so they're now struggling to replenish their fleets, hence it's a lot more expensive. So I've got Alamo. I'm going to do my pre-arrival check-in. I can't remember what they call it, like advanced early bird check-in I think they call it, probably at some point over the weekend. So in terms of tickets, Disney have massively changed their UK tickets. It used to be 7, 14 and 21 day tickets. Used to be about £300 odd for the 14 day and about £350, £400 for the 21 day. As of a few months ago they announced they were ending the 21 day ticket, and then following on from that they've now changed the ticket. I can't even remember what they now call them, a magic something or an no, they were ultimate. I can't even remember what they've called them, I'll check. The two options are 7 and 14 days, and you can get them with or without the Genie Plus, which I'll talk about next. So I'm going for, I still haven't worked out, 10 park days I think, so I need a 14-day ticket. And then you can add the Genie Plus on as an added extra. If you are going to use Genie Plus, it is more cost effective to do the add-on in the UK, because it works out at £96 for the ticket, whereas the $15 a day is more expensive if you're going to be doing it on a daily basis, because you've got the tax and everything and the exchange rate and stuff. So I have added it to my ticket. I have a suspicion I'm not going to need it, but I'd rather pay for it and not need it than not pay for it and need it and then end up spending more. So that's just something that I've decided to do. It pains me that I've had to do it, but I think that's best for my trip. Oh, another thing with the tickets, so I did do a big bit of Disney maths around the benefits of upgrading to an annual pass, where you get parking, so $25 a day free with an annual pass. So obviously you need to go for a certain number of days in the year to make the difference between the annual pass be greater than the cost of parking. I did a whole bunch of maths, and I did actually work out that with the water parks and the photo pass memory maker now being add-ons to the annual pass, plus the Genie Plus of 15, well actually it's nearly $16 a day, it does actually work out cheaper to buy the UK ticket, pay for parking and the Genie Plus in the UK. So let's talk quickly about Genie Plus. This is the new service that, I'm not going to say it replaces FastPass because it's a different type of service. You pay $15 a day and you get access to certain attractions in the parks, where you get to not skip the line, but you skip the standby basically. You don't just get an all access pass, you can do each eligible ride once each day, and you actually have to book a time slot as well. You can't just turn up and ride with your pass whenever you want. You have to go on the app at 7 AM the morning that you want to do it, and you have to book your first attraction and the first time slot. You then have to wait 120 minutes until you book your next one, and so on throughout the day, and they sell out pretty quickly, so you'll probably only get to do a couple before the others are sold out and there's nothing left for you to do. Whether it's value for money or not really will depend on how many of those I get to do each day, and we won't know that until we actually get there and use the app, so we'll see. In addition to those, you've got Lightning Lane Plus, which is 2 attractions in each park where you have to pay flat out individual fees for the ride. So for example, it might be $17 a ride a time to ride Space Mountain. But if you really want to ride Space Mountain, you pay the $17, get your pass, and then you can join the Lightning Lane and jump to the front basically. Or not jump to the front, but use the old Fast Pass queue line. Then whilst I'm there, I'll do a video about Genie Plus, how it works, and I'll review it afterwards. So I'll probably do a lot more information about that once I get back. Hey everybody, so it's the next day, and it is 28 hours since I booked my holiday, and we've had our first change in the regulations. The USA have announced that the testing required for entry into the US now has to be done no more than 24 hours before arrival in the US. It's been clarified that it's actually, if you fly, so I'm flying on a Monday, I need to get my test done on a Sunday. It doesn't matter what time on the Sunday I get it done, but it has to be the day before. Previously it was up to 3 days before, I think. It's still, you can just do a lateral flow or a PCR, but it has to be done on that day before. Again, I'm thankful now that I've picked a Monday and it's a Sunday, so I'll be off work. I can just drive down there. Done a bit more research into where I'm probably going to book. Through Virgin, there's a recommended company. They have a site at Heathrow. It's going to cost me a lot of money to get it done, and I'll probably get the same day test done on the way home as well, just so that I can get out of isolation quicker. But yeah, less than 48 hours after we've booked, and we're already looking at a different playing field to what we had when we booked. But that is the nature of the game. I'm not going to stress about it because there's still 67 days to go, and there could be 6 or 7 more changes before we actually go, so I'm just going to go with the flow for now. Hello again, it is Friday the 3rd of December. I purchased my tickets 48 hours ago. I've had the confirmation and the invoice through. I'm still waiting for the actual ticket information with the reference on it, because until I get that I can't link to my Disney experience, which means I can't link my park, or I can't book park reservations. It does say it can take up to 72 hours. I've never known it take this long. I shouldn't be stressing out about it because it can take up to 72 hours. It's just really frustrating because I'm really impatient and I just want to book my park reservations. I bought the 14-day ticket. I think I've already said this. It's basically everything the old tickets had, but this time you have to select your start date, and your ticket pricing is seasonal, so based on when you're going. I'm going in the second lowest, so it's not low, but it's low, sort of medium low. And then, as I said before, I paid the £96 to add Genie Plus on, so it did cost nearly £600 for a 14-day ticket, which is pretty much double what they were costing before the pandemic. But hey ho, hopefully I'll have the reference soon. I'm really busy this weekend. It's the first weekend in December. All my Christmas stuff is happening this weekend, so it probably won't be until after the weekend now, if I do get it linked, that I actually get around to giving you an update and booking my reservation. Well, that's funny. About 2 hours later now, and my tickets came through. I've booked my reservations, so I've actually got a grand total of 21 reservations on the app at the moment. So basically for UK tickets, I think it means you can have as many reservations as you have ticket days for. When I had the 14-day ticket, it wouldn't let me book more than 14 passes. But once I've added the other ticket, it let me book the other 9. So there obviously isn't a limit as long as you've got a UK ticket for the days. So I technically could book 28 days worth of passes. It's going to let me do it basically. So that's good. So yeah, that's exciting. Reservations are sorted. If you want to see how to make a reservation, then check out my Park Pass reservation video, which I made back in 2020, because the same rules and everything still apply. So it still works exactly the same. And yeah, you'll see how to do it then. So that's one more step done. Tick. Hey everybody, excuse the mess, it's late, it's like 11 o'clock. I wasn't going to film anything this weekend because I'm super busy, had a late night last night, been out all day today. It is Saturday the 4th of December and we have change number 2 since I booked. So it's 5 days since I booked and it's the second time the regulations have changed since I made the booking, so I thought I'd just update you on that. So currently, well I think it's as of tomorrow, you have to do a test before you land, before you fly back to the UK, which is the one thing I don't want to do. It's why I didn't book before. But who knows what's going to happen in the next 65 days. So at the moment you have to have a test with the day before you fly. Within, I think it's 48 hours of getting on the flight to come home, you have to get a test. And then PCR on arrival plus isolation if I don't, until I get the results of the PCR, which makes the flying home test seem, well, they kind of make each other obsolete, don't they, which seems a bit silly. So yeah, at the moment that is what the rules are, but law of averages say that by this time next week it'll have changed another 3 times, so who knows. Waiting, refreshing. Well, it looks like other people who can do more than one day have booked already, filled up all of the reservations, so there's nothing for off-site guests. I even tried the restaurant as opposed to the lounge. They're already fully booked for that day by the looks of it. I might try dining alerts, because I only want one person. I thought by going for like 2 o'clock maybe. But yeah, there's nothing available. I think that's the first time I've ever failed to get a reservation somewhere. So I'll try again for my second Epcot day, and I want to book Boma as well, so I've got to do that on Tuesday I think, but yeah, oh well. That's today's job, and woohoo! To think the Esther is no longer the scariest thing you've got to do. Got COVID testing on top, but at least they should let me in if I get there. Hey everybody, I thought I'd do a quick update. Going back to work tomorrow. It's Tuesday the 28th of December. We've had a normal Christmas, except with all the testing and stuff. And they've confirmed that there will be no New Year's Eve restrictions in England, although there are in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. So at the moment, things are as they were the last time I did an update. It is 7 weeks, so 7 weeks today I should be in Magic Kingdom. I am working on the assumption that I'm not going. Omicron has got really bad, the cases are really high, you'll know all this anyway. So I'm just waiting for either a travel ban from the States or from this side in terms of like lockdown restrictions and stuff. So I'm going to assume I'm not going. I managed to book Boma for dinner. I've got 2 Boma reservations because I'm not sure which night I'm going to meet up with some friends. I couldn't book space 220, so I have signed up for mouse dining alerts. Not hopeful on that. I'll just see if I can get a walk up on the day. I'm just one person, so hopefully one person for the lounge at either, you know, like 11 AM or 3 PM should be not too much of a wait. But other than that, I'm now not going to do anything for a couple of weeks, and then in a couple of weeks time it will be time to order the tests that I need or book the slots that I need. So I will update again. I'll probably do a separate video on testing, so I'll probably be very brief in this video about what I did for testing, and then I'll do a separate video about how you actually go through all the testing and what it involves. But I just thought I'd give a bit of an update because a lot happened at the beginning of me booking, and now not much has happened for the last few weeks. So at the moment nothing has changed, and we have 7 weeks. We've got 40 days basically, or 41 days. So yeah, stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is going to be quick because I hardly have any battery left. Today is, looks at calendar, Wednesday the 5th of January, so, which is why I don't know what day of the week it is. And we've had our third change in testing regulations. It's a positive step in that there's no pre-return test required when leaving the US to come to the UK, and the PCR test, which you have to take when you land in the UK, has now been translated into a lateral flow test. And basically if you do it immediately you'll have the results, so you don't need to wait and isolate until you get the results, because you'll have them when you do the lateral flow. So that's a positive as well. I am slightly concerned now because I've worked out it's exactly a month since they did the last change, and it's exactly a month until I travel, so I'm really concerned that they might change again, and it might be the day that I fly that they change the regulations. So I'm tempted to order a pre-departure return to the UK lateral flow test to take with me anyway, just in case they bring it back in again. It's like, I think it's £15 or £16, so it's not a massive cost, for peace of mind. I might do that anyway. So what I'm probably going to do in the next couple of days is book my Fit to Fly to America test, because that hasn't changed, and I don't think Biden's likely to change that. So I'll book that so I know that I've got that, and then I will wait for the UK return tests to a little bit closer before we go, because it is 5 weeks, for four and a bit weeks now. So I might wait a little bit longer for the return, booking the return tests. But yeah, so that's a positive step. Worrying that it has changed again, but it's changed in a positive way, so that's good. So I'll talk you through booking the tests and that sort of stuff. As I said, I'll probably do that in a bigger separate video, but I'll give you an update when I do it. Hey everybody, it is Monday the 10th of January. I didn't give you an update over the weekend because it was just crazy, but I managed to get my Space 220 reservation, which is really exciting. I signed up for mouse dining alerts and got the email actually while I was on the phone to somebody, so I thought, oh, there's no way it's still going to be available. And actually there was quite a few, so I don't know if one person had made more than one reservation and then just cancelled them, but who cares, I got a reservation. And I also ordered my tests. Now I'll do a separate video about testing to explain how I did it. It was a bit of a faff because I wasn't paying attention, didn't do it properly, had to contact them, get them to refund one and send a different one. So that was a bit of a faff. And then DPD yesterday when they delivered them, just left them on the doorstep, and it's freezing cold outside, so I then had to get in contact with the company and go, are they okay to use when they've been outside in the freezing cold? They said they will be, so hopefully that's not going to affect the results. So yeah, got that, and I've booked my Fit to Fly supervised lateral flow for the day before I go, so getting there. Hey everybody, it is Sunday the 16th of January. It's officially 21 days to go, and I'll be honest, I am tearing my hair out. I'm really struggling with all of the stuff. So I've had to check details around testing because of the appointments and the way they work them, and Virgin changed my flights overnight, so I woke up first thing this morning and I'm now flying 2 hours later, so arriving 2.5 hours later, which means it will be dark. My nice chilled afternoon in Target is now a write-off. Definitely won't be going to a park, so I'm glad I didn't book a park reservation. And of course I've got the panic of the fact that I carefully booked my test so that it was 23 hours and 45 minutes before takeoff, so that I couldn't panic about, is it 24 hours or is it the day before? I know it's the day before, but try telling my anxiety that, because now it's going to be 25 hours and 45 minutes after or before takeoff. But yeah, I just need to get my head around it. I need to look up all of the rules around when I need to do stuff, so that's today's job, all the paperwork and stuff. But yeah, another change. I'm not counting it as like an official change because it's not a rule change, but it is a big change. And my flight on the way home has changed as well, which is even more rubbish because I was already having to get to the airport really early, and it's now an even earlier flight, so probably we'll have to have lunch at the airport. So I almost certainly won't go to Typhoon Lagoon on my last day because I'll only be there about an hour and a half before I need to leave to go to the airport. So that's a bit rubbish, but yeah, 21 days to go. Hello everybody, it is Tuesday the 25th of January and we have change number 4. It's another good one. It's a simple one that from the 11th of February anyone entering the UK does not need to take a test on return within 2 days. So basically once we get back then that's it. That only applies to vaccinated people. If you're unvaccinated I think you still have to test, but I'm vaccinated so I didn't check those details. But yeah, so now it's literally just the test going out, which of course is the worst one, but yeah, hopefully 2 weeks today should be Magic Kingdom Day. As if I could forget, it's 9:36. Didn't sleep at all last night. Yeah, at least in an hour I'll know. So. Okay, so Sunday the 6th of February, just done my observed lateral flow test. The lady was really nice, she taught me all the way through it, but I'll put all the details about the testing in my testing video. So now I need to do all of my paperwork and pack my suitcase because I'm going to Disney World. Let's not jump the gun, we're not on the plane yet, but biggest hurdle done. So what I'll do is I've got some paperwork to do, which I'll put in my paperwork video, pack my suitcase, I'll show you some of the extra stuff I'm taking that I wouldn't normally take for COVID stuff, and then we'll pretty much be at the end of the video, so see you in a bit. So I'm going to do my Virgin Health questionnaire, because I can do that any time. Then I'm going to pack. Then hopefully it should be gone midday. I think I can do my attestation form at any point today, but on the CDC guidance it said 24 hours before travelling. So I am going to leave it till just after midday to do that because my flight is at midday, although I do need to double check that as well. So I'll literally do that, upload it and then check in. So I'm going to start doing all my document stuff, then I'll pack, and then I will check. That's that. So now I just need to wait. I think I can do my attestation form now, but I'm going to wait because it says within 24 hours of travel, so I'm just going to do that just after midday. Then I can upload my COVID pass, my Fit to Fly and my attestation to Trust Assured, and then I should be able to check in online. There we have it. It is, I don't know, 12:40. Checked in, did my Trust Assured fly ready document thing, which you can see in the other video. Checked in, got my boarding pass, so now all that's left is to pack. So this looks like chaos, but it is kind of organised. I've got a list. So what I was just going to show you was some extra things. Obviously, you can't even see it under here. So I'm taking a box of these lateral flow tests so I can test while I'm out there. I've got a big packet of antibacterial wipes. I've also got a small one for the plane. I've got these Neoprene face masks, just for probably on rides with photographs, just so I look cute. I bought a couple of these from Primark. I've never worn rectangular masks before, but I thought I'd give it a go. And then what I've done, packing COVID edition, is I've bought some N95 masks for extra, like, tight spaces where I want the extra security, and I've got different coloured ones. And then each bag is a day, so I've divided up my N95 masks and my black surgical rectangular masks. And then I've got like a ration for each day, so that I can just each day put this in my backpack, and then I know that I've got a quantity of masks, and then I'm going to take a little disposable rubbish bag to put the used ones in. I think for queue areas like the Haunted Mansion, or let's see, any sort of theatre type stuff, I'll probably use the N95 masks. Just for general walking around and areas that aren't so crowded, I'll probably use these surgical ones. So yeah, so those are just a couple of the extras that I packed, just sort of COVID wise. But other than that, I mean, it's February, so I've got shorts, I've got jeans, I've got thermals, I've got swimming suit, I've got long sleeve t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts, and I have packed some travel washing detergent, because I thought I don't want to take 12 t-shirts, well, I'm not going for 12 days, I don't want to take 10 t-shirts, 10 long sleeve shirts, 10 vest tops. I'll just take a handful of each, and then if I need like t-shirts every day, I can just wash ones that I've already worn, rather than just carrying a load of clean stuff. So pictures might look a bit samey, but we're not going for the pictures, are we? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm now going to put it all in my suitcase.